My dreams come true.
Soham Luharuka is a Flame University liberal education student pursuing first year of liberal education from Flame University, Pune. Uh, Soham's parents had come to me for career counseling about 2.5 years back. And then Soham also joined the leadership program, the year-long leadership program with two other students in grade 11. Let's understand Soham's journey, identify what he did, and might give us some insights in understanding what the journey could be for your child or for any other student looking to pursue liberal education or college search. Let's start with your schooling, your hobbies, your extracurrics. What did you do in your grade 11 and 12? Was there any goals that were very clearly identified? How did things go for you?
I was from a very formal in school, Delhi Public School, Bharuch. I'm from Bharuch, Gujarat. Um, as for my hobbies, I really love to. I'm really into sports, so I like a very varied set of hobbies. I feel so everything from sports to entrepreneurship to any leadership roles that I can get. School fest to being in the council to organizing random events. For example, I'm one of the TEDx organizers here in India. So, varied list of hobbies. And I mean, I think that also give you a glimpse of my extracurriculars, right? So, I'm really into MUNs. Sorry, I take a part in a lot of MUNs. I help conduct them. A lot of spelling bee competitions, a lot of debate competitions. So, essentially, a lot of public speaking. I love doing that. Um, my dream, or I'd say actually something that I want to achieve in the future, is to become a very successful entrepreneur. That's something I've been eyeing on since a very long time. Every sort of move that I make in my life is towards becoming an entrepreneur. So how every time I see something, my mindset is such that I'll try to find problems in that, and to see how that can be turned into a business opportunity. So that is something that has happened. My subjects in 11th and 12th were, I'm from a commerce background, right? My subjects were accountancy, business studies, economics, and English. My elective was applied mathematics, which is more, you know, geared towards financial part of mathematics. So I really loved that, and I think that's about it.
Was there any goal setting that happened much sooner about liberal education?
Got to know about the concept of liberal education from you only. Before that, I'd not really know much about it. My cousin initially was considering, when she was planning to study in India, she was considering um, being in either Ashoka or Flame University. But I mean, I don't really research a lot about it. I just saw that, okay, these two universities exist. That's all I did. I don't really see what is unique about them or what makes them stand out. I just knew that, okay, they were there.
What really is liberal arts, science, education? If you can help us demystify it for us.
So when you refer to liberal arts or liberal sciences, I think you refer to a different degree altogether. So liberal arts includes subjects like philosophy, sociology, um, probably cultural studies, stuff like that. Whereas liberal education is completely different. Liberal education is what Harvard offers. Liberal education is what Flame University and Ashoka offers here in India. Kriya offers. It's very, very different. When you say that you're pursuing liberal arts, people will tend to think that you're, pursuing subjects such as sociology and gender studies, subjects like those. Whereas liberal education is completely different from that.
Great. So, apart from liberal arts, were there any other options you were considering, Soham? And what helped you zero down on liberal
The
arts?
entire career trajectory was a lot different from what it is right now. So initially, I was planning to be a computer science major. So because of which, I was eyeing towards the VITs or the um, private engineering colleges rather than the BBA college that I'm in right now. It's actually a big thanks to you that I'm here in this BBA college, because I mean your guidance really helped me a lot.
What made you make the shift from, let's say, an engineering in comp science to moving to a liberal education?
So initially, I was seeing Ashoka as one of my top options for liberal science because it had a very interesting course wherein I could pursue both computer science, which at the time I was really passionate about, and entrepreneurship all under one roof. So I think it was an interdisciplinary course between computer science and entrepreneurship. It's a very famous course in Ashoka. So that is what initially got me into liberal education. But once I delved deeper into that, I saw the various major minor combinations that could be made out of liberal education. For example, what I'm aiming to do in the future is finance and economics. That is something that would ideally not be possible in a traditional university. But here, since I'm in a liberal arts university, it's very much a possibility.
Let's look at the application process. So, can you share some details about the application process with Flame or probably any other university where you're very deeply involved in?
I applied, I think, in Flame, Ashoka, and Kriya. I distinctly remember the application process of each of these universities. I think Flame and Ashoka had a very similar application process, whereas Kriya had a very different one. As for okay, so for all of these three universities, the first step I think was the application itself, right? So the online form that you're supposed to fill, it includes your personal details, all of the extracurricular activities that you've done, an SOP. The SOP is very different for Flame, Ashoka, and Kriya. It is very distinct in all of these three, right? So in Flame, they'll ask you questions, get towards understanding what you. Okay, no, actually, in Ashoka, they'll ask you questions based to understand what kind of a person you are, to understand what kind of a thinking you have, right? So I think the questions that I was asked in my Ashoka SOP was, um, what is choose any one word from any of the languages that you do know and tell us in about 150 words why that word means so much to you and explain to us that what is your connection to that one word. That was a very difficult essay to write, by the way. I think one more question in Ashoka's application process was, if you're sitting at midnight with your friends and if you were to introduce a topic that you're deeply passionate about, what is this one topic that you'd put forward? So again, that tells the application department at Ashoka what kind of a person you are, what are your passions, and what is your perspective towards that passion. How passionate are you actually about that? For Flame, I'm not quite able to figure out what they wanted to achieve with the SOP because the question was innovation. There were three words, I think: innovation, sustainability, and one more word. And it was, do you think these three are the pillars of success for a student? So that was one of the questions. And the second question was just about myself only, that, okay, tell us where you've come from, your journey, essentially. That was Flame. And for Kriya, it was a very unique application process, something I'd not seen in other universities. So they allowed us to actually make a video application of our journey. So you can tell them about, where you've come from, where you want to go, all of your everything in between. And so it was two questions. I think it was one about your journey, and the second one was about there was a specific question which they wanted you to answer in a video format, and they wanted you to create a video compilation or something like that. Like, it was one of the options. You can either create a video or you can write an essay. So that is all I could remember.
So, was there any interaction or help that you remember had come from me, which helped you?
So I remember, I think it was in the middle of 11th when I think it was in the middle of 11th only when I messaged you about um, me being very confused regarding what I should do with profile, my profile that I'll be submitting to my colleges next year, right? So I think you helped me a lot in that because initially my profile was not as diverse as I'd have liked it to be. You helped me. I think you created different personas in the meeting that we had. So it was student A who had done XYZ, student B who had done XYZ, student C who had done XYZ, and then you asked me who has like a higher chance of um, getting selected in the university that you're eyeing for, and I was able to answer that. And then I actually understood that, okay, this is the kind of application that I'm looking for. These are the things that I should actually do. And I think on the basis of my interests, you only suggested me that okay, you should do X, Y, and Z in order to you could potentially do X, Y, and Z, and you also gave me some backup options that okay, you can do this, and this, so that your application will be well rounded and you can become an applicant that these universities cannot reject. So I think that really helped me a lot.
That meeting with a career counselor, let's say with me, played in your career? Was leadership coaching something which helped you? You were there for the year-long program.
Have helped a lot, as I already mentioned, that my entire career trajectory as it is sort of changed after this career counseling session that was. So initially, as mentioned already, I was planning to do computer science, which in retrospect seems very, no offense to the computer science majors, but sort of a very, very mechanical because I don't see a human, coding all day. So my entire mindset towards that has changed. Now I can see myself being more of an entrepreneur. So initially, what my plan was, it was always to be an entrepreneur, but initially it was with a computer science background, but now it's with a finance background. So I think you helped a lot in sort of in changing that because computer science would have been very difficult for me. I feel because I do come from a commerce background, right? So I think I first met you at the end of 10th or before I was starting my 11th,
Yeah.
right? I was choosing my stream, which is a nightmare for every CBSE kid. I was my entire family initially had my family background is such that they're all from a commerce background, and I was eyeing to change that. I was gonna be like, okay, I'll change that. I'm gonna be a science student now. I'll do computer science, but I think you helped change my mind about that because now in retrospect, as I see that, it would have been very, very difficult for me. And yeah, I mean, I think you've been very helpful throughout the entire process. You've been very supportive. And as for the leadership coaching, more than any of the content, just speaking to you was, I mean, the best part of it. I mean, just being with you in a meeting for 2 full hours was amazing.
What were the key aspects you're looking at when you're looking at a university, and how did Flame really fit into your scheme of things as far as your criteria were concerned?
Top criteria was the how the program is structured, right? So because what happens is a lot of people tend to choose their specialization. So they know that they're doing BBA, but they tend to choose their specialization since the very first year, which is something I really did not want to do because I might want to go into marketing, I might want to go into finance, I might want to go into digital marketing, I might want to go into ad brand. So a lot of in traditional university, you have to declare your major within the very first year. That is something I really don't want to do because as a high school graduate, I have no idea where my interest lies, right? So liberal education was something that I knew was going to help me um, decide that okay, I was going to actually let me try and then decide, right? So I can see how ad brand would be in a university, how marketing would be in a university, how digital marketing would be in a university. And on the basis of that, I can make a more informed decision about my future. I cannot just, it's a very big decision, right? Choosing your specialization. That is something you'll be dedicating probably a huge chunk of your life towards, right? So I really wanted to make that step correct, which is why I chose liberal arts because I can actually try everything before I commit to it.
How has it been? If you can share your experiences of university life.
Really good, and I think I've made a great decision coming here to Flame University. The main thing that I love about this university is so all of the interests I had in terms of both academic and non-academic interests, I can pursue them at a greater level here at Flame University, right? So, for example, I'd already had an interest for being a part of the TEDx community. Here at Flame, you know, um, I can really work towards that. I can pursue that at a larger scale because here the event will be a lot more massive than what I could do at a personal capacity. Again with finance, so between when my high school ended and university started, I think I had 4 months when I was learning finance as much as I could. Um, Flame University, okay, I've been able to um, again pursue that at a greater height. So there's the Flame Investment Lab that I think it's called the Financial Research Lab, which recently opened up here at Flame, wherein we have these Bloomberg terminals, which which are just amazing. These are industry standard. These are amazing. Each terminal, I think, costs around not less than 25 lakh each. And I mean, the fact that Flame is able to provide me with these like top of the line industry softwares, it's been amazing. I think that will really add a lot to my resume as I apply in companies in the future, and just I'll be able to learn a very different skill that I don't think any other university here in India offers. And it's just Flame and Voxin in Hyderabad, which offers a financial research lab.
Any other extracurriculars that you've been involved in?
The initial icebreaker session that we had, I think it was on 15th of August. It had been 1 week into university, and everyone were trying to settle in, and it was this one icebreaker session that the university had conducted from there. And they'd broken us down into four houses based on different people. So there was a blue house called Aryabhatta, there was a green house called Chanakya, there was a yellow house called Vivekanand, and there was a red house called Kalidas. So it made four teams, and each of the teams played different games. I think it was 10 different games that we played. Um, the points of which added up in order to declare like one final winner. It was a lot of fun that day. I loved that day. I think I won a quiz competition that day. Um, it was inter-house quiz. We were supposed to answer questions based on general knowledge, history, and such, and I won that quiz. One more very important aspect that I think I missed was clubs. So Flame has, I think, a ridiculous amount of clubs. I think it has 40 to 45 different clubs. So if you have an interest, there is a club for that, I can guarantee you. And if there's not, you can create a club. It is equally easy to actually create a club. So I think recently we had in the last month itself we had 5 different new clubs which emerged. There was a Flame Chess Club which emerged. There was one called Project Impact, which was geared towards female empowerment. There was a Flame Dart Club. So even for the smallest niche, we have a club. So you'll find people who share the similar interests and who want to, probably take it at a higher level. Or even if not that, they just share that common interest, and you can just, discuss that with them. So I think that is really amazing that you can do that.
So, how is your day like?
In the next 10 days, I'll have completed one full semester here at Flame University. So I think I can give a informed judgment about that. My days are very, very varied. So because here at Flame, you're supposed to choose the subjects that you study, right? And because of which everyone's days look very, very different from one another's. So it can be that for me personally, it is that I have my um, Tuesdays and Thursdays really packed, wherein I have 3 to 4 back-to-back classes, 2 hours each, so 8 hours of classes. Whereas my Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays are relatively free, wherein I have 1 or 2 classes each. So, 2 to 4 hours of coursework. But again, just because those are free in terms of, I don't have classes, does not mean they're actually free. I like to treat my, university, so 8 to 6 ka time slot as like a work day essentially. So just because I don't have classes does not mean I do not study during the time. It does not mean I'm in my room, I'm chilling. No, but I have a lot of assignments to complete. I think Flame University, Flame does not give you any time to relax, barely during the week. You can probably relax on weekends if you have the time, depending on your courses again, how heavy or how light they are. If you're a LCS student, literary and cultural studies student, then you have to write a lot, because of which you tend to uh, because of which your time will tend to not be free during the weekends as well. If you're say a finance student, then you're supposed to make a lot of balance sheets and trading accounts and so on and so forth. They can be done in a relatively smaller period of time, right? So you can do that during the weekend. You don't have to give your entire weekend for that as well.
And any time for sports?
First year, you compulsorily have to take a sport actually. So
Mhm.
every term, so each term is 2 months. Every term, you're supposed to select a sport. So, for example, right now I have tennis. I love playing tennis, so I've selected tennis as my sport. And I think twice a week or thrice a week, depending on how many hours it is, you're supposed to actually go and attend the classes. You have proper coaching. So if you're already a decent badminton player, you'll be coached to you know be a lot better, and you can actually be on the team, Flame badminton team. So I think Flame is amazing in terms of sports. It has It's a state-of-the-art Arjuna Sports Center, which has every single sport that you can think of, from badminton to squash to yoga to martial arts to tennis and swimming and everything in between, right? Um, we have amazing coaches as well, each really good in their field, and each of them very knowledgeable as well. So I used to think that I knew the inside out of tennis, from the theory to the practical aspects. But coming here at Flame, I'm really humbled, because I have no idea what tennis is now. It is there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. I got to learn here at Flame. So I think the coaches are really good. The facilities are state of the art. I don't think you get better facilities almost anywhere else other than Flame. They're really particular. They're also very particular about how you maintain the sports complex. So it is very, very well maintained. So you cannot enter the sports complex without non-marking shoes. The rules are very, very rigid. They're very strict. There's security throughout, so that it's ensured that, okay, you're not damaging the property in any way whatsoever. And I mean, it's really amazing. It's you really feel as if you're in a world class facility. It's amazing.
And can you just quickly show us your room?
Flame offers three different types of rooms. One is type A, which does not have an attached bathroom. The second one is type B, which does have an attached bathroom. And the third one is type C, which has attached bathroom and AC. You, of course, have to pay extra for type B and C. Type A is included with the fees that you do pay. Mine is type B, the one with attached bathroom. So outside of my room, I have a good view of Symbiosis because it's thoda upar, on a hill. So the view outside my room is fantastic. I love to study over there outside in the gallery. I can, I can see the hills. I can see a lot of greenery. The entire campus is extremely green, and I really love that about it. It's really calm. I love it. This is how it is. So I have a cupboard over here.
Okay.
Okay, actually, turn on the lights. So I have my cupboard over here, fairly big. I can keep my suitcase over there. Same for my roommate. He has his cupboard over there. This is my study table. So I have a good shelf over there. I can keep my books or maybe something I bought from home over there. I have my study table here, which is attached to my bed actually. Over here. I really love this part of my room a lot. So I have massive windows. And all looking out towards the greenery. Massive French windows, proper. And outside that, I have my drying rack. I can, if I want to hang any clothes, I can do that. There's a great view outside of Symbiosis. Like outside my room, you can see a lot of hills.
So Soham, if you can help us understand about the campus, you shared earlier you are in the mountains and you can see it's all green across. So what is the campus like?
Give an example for that. So one day I was coming back from FC Road. It was via some cab, right? As we arrived at the entrance of Flame University, what the cab driver asked me was, "Ye kaun sa resort hai?" So I think that actually gives you a insight into how the campus here at Flame is. I mean, it's green, as I already mentioned. It's green throughout. If you see it on Google Maps, you'll see like a massive green patch, and you'll see that, okay, this is Flame University. The campus is mind-boggling. I mean, it's unlike anything I've seen in India. I mean, I've visited different campuses across the country. I've seen, I've seen Manipal in Jaipur. I have a lot of friends at Ashoka, so I've seen their campus as well. Though not physically, virtually, I've seen their campus. I've seen SRCC campus. I've seen VIT, different campuses essentially across India, but hardly any of them compared to Flame. Um, it's a level apart. Flame University's campus. It's really good. From the Vivekananda library that we have to a new academic blog that recently emerged called the APJ Abdul Kalam academic blog. So the classrooms in there are just world class. I think it's a mega block which has about 30 to 40 different classrooms. Each has a capacity ranging from, I think, 40 to even 100 students. So different capacities, different classrooms. The APJ Academic Center is also the block which houses the Flame Investment Research Lab and the new design research lab here at Flame University. And I mean, it's so well built. I mean, it's beautiful. The classrooms are good. The facilities are actually state of the art. I can actually say that this is peak. This is amazing. So we each of these students get their own microphone so that we don't have to speak loudly in class. So Flame pampers you a lot in that aspect. The mess is really good. I mean, usually with other universities, I've seen food is a huge pain point, but I would say that's not the case with Flame. I mean, I can very comfortably go to the mess, and I have a good variety of food to have, from Indian to continental occasionally. So that's something I really like about Flame. Even if you're not able to, if you even if you're not like the food at the mess, you can also, there are 6 now different cafes at Flame where you can buy food. So we have hashtag, we have Flame Cafe, we have JP, which is the juice press. We have the Arjuna Cafe. We have one within the APJ Abdul Kalam Center of Learning, and yeah, I mean different cafes we have plus the mess. So in terms of facilities, I don't think they've left any stone unturned. They've gone all in, and they also really maintain it very well. So I remember, so I think this handle, my bathroom door handle, had gotten, I think it broke a couple of weeks ago, and I raised a ticket on the LMS that we do have. Within 1 hour, we had a person fix the entire thing. So they're also very prompt with maintaining the property. It's amazing. I really appreciate that. They're really the the administration here at Flame is amazing.
Level. How has been the community support or the overall support that you received from Flick?
In that is something that I really love about Flame. The community service support is amazing. So since the time I came here to, actually since before I came here to Flame, I had already gotten in touch with a peer mentor. So I think every 10 students get one peer mentor. A group of 10 students, they're assigned one peer mentor who are there for you since before you come to Flame, right? So I think on 5th of August, I was assigned my peer mentor. So 3 days before coming to Flame, and any doubts that I had with regards to how I should come, what time I should come, any of the procedure after coming, I could ask her, and she was extremely helpful throughout. So that was before coming to Flame, right? After I came to Flame, of course, it is definitely not easy living alone, right? For the first time, at least for me, it was the first time that I was living alone, right? So peer mentors also help you through that. They'll tell you, okay, that is completely understandable. What you're feeling is completely normal. It's okay. You'll get used to it. Don't worry. So they're there to support you throughout the entire process, since before you come till after you get settled in. I remember on 16th, no, on 14th, I had my course registration for the very first time, which was incredibly stressful for me. I mean, I was absolutely losing it. I remember. I was just not able to decide that. Okay, I was like a kid in a candy store. I was like, "Ye course bhi acha, ye bhi acha, ye bhi acha." I don't know what to pick, and I don't know how to manage my schedule and all of that. And I called my peer mentor. I think it was at 1 in the night, and she was like, "Okay, Soham, chill, relax, breathe." She met me in the library, and we got it sorted. It was amazing. I mean, I'm really grateful to her for that. Thank you, Shivangi. And so that is the official peer mentor support that you get from Flame University. Apart from that, my seniors have been just amazing. So I have one of my friends, a UG3, Abhishek, who is one of the only student board of advisor members at Teach for India, which I think is one of the largest NGOs in India. He has given me some amazing internship opportunities with organizations such as Pencil Bricks Foundation, such as there's some education company as well, and the Teach for India as well. He offered me these internships if I wanted. The more you communicate with your seniors, the more opportunities you'll find, and it also helps you get into a lot of different, you know, um, so they'll help you also through other decisions that you make, some big decisions that you make. So they'll tell you, okay, this course is good, but if you're taking this course is heavy. Don't take it with some of the other heavier courses. If you're taking a heavy course, take it with a light course. This professor is really good for this course, but don't take it for this course. They'll give you a lot of advice. as to how you should navigate your journey here at Flame, academic journey. And one of my seniors um, also helped me, decide what would be my major minor combination. So I was very sure that okay, my major was going to be finance since I want to do entrepreneurship, but with a finance background. But I was very confused with my minor. And so one of my seniors who had already gone through a similar phase was actually laughing at me. He was like, haha, this was me last year. Let me help you through that. So it's like, okay, if you're doing finance, I really don't take this as your minor because it does not pair up well. Take economics as your minor, it pairs up really well. You though it'll be hectic, I think you'll be able to do it if you're sincere, if you actually think that you're able to handle it, take it, it's fine. So the idea being the seniors are extremely supportive here. You have to find the right seniors. And I think the more you look for it, I'm sure you'll find amazing seniors here. They're really helpful. They'll give you amazing opportunities. You'll get to communicate with them in a lot of cultural fests that happen at Flame, in a lot of clubs that you take part of, and all the different events that we have over here. For example, Kurukshetra or Flame Fest or TEDx that we do have here in January. So you get a lot of avenues to communicate with your seniors. I just say grab those, squeeze the opportunity out of those avenues because they're amazing. The insights that your seniors can give you are unlike anything that you'll ever receive. So, yeah.
What is the cost structure that parents would need to keep in mind?
Without a scholarship, you will be looking at about 10 lakh to 10 lakh 50 per year. Here for like per year, obviously. Out of which academics is about I think 6 lakh 70,000, and rest is accommodation and food and all of that. Um, the fees is subject to revision by about I think 5% every year. And if you're looking to get a better room, so for example, I have a B type room, right? So I was supposed to pay 80,000 on top of my 10 lakh fee that I do have. So it's 10 lakh 80. I think it's about 1110 for me. So it is definitely not cheap, but I feel you really get a bang for your buck over here if you get a scholarship or even otherwise, because I mean, the facilities that you get here at Flame are amazing. Not just facilities, but even the professors that have here at Flame or the opportunities that you get here at Flame are unlike anything that you get in any other university, I feel, in India. And so I'd say while it's expensive, yes, definitely. Um, it's worth it, definitely. It's worth it, I feel. Yeah.
Okay. Any other overhead expenses that you would incur? Laundry.
Up to 40 clothes per month are included. If you want to give extra clothes, then you can pay 150 per load of washing machine. So
Okay.
only you can cover, I think, a week's worth of clothes in 150 rupees extra.
Okay. Okay.
In terms of overheads, of course, if you're going out, then actually that is something I really love about Flame. This is something I missed initially, but we have a shuttle service. So Flame is something that's a little outside of the city, right? It's towards the outskirts of Pune. It's in a place called Lavle. So it's in order to connect us with the city, there's a shuttle service which runs every single hour, which takes you to the city free of cost. So if you take if you order a cab from Flame to the city, that'll be about 5 to 600 rupees. But if you take the shuttle, it's completely free. It takes you to FC Road, which is I think the center of Pune, and from there you can go wherever you want for very very cheap, right? So that is something I really love about it. In terms of overhead expenses, coming back to the question, if you're buying something from the cafes, they are charged on an actual basis. So that is something you might want to take care about. That's something you might want to consider. Laundry expenses again. 40 clothes, I don't think it's enough. So I have about I have to do the paid laundry. I think once or twice a month at least. So 150 to 300 for that is something I account for. Um, Other than that, um, so for some of the events here at Flame, some of these events are closed, but they're at a very minimal fees, right? They're like 50 to 100 bucks. So that is something you might want to account for. Some of the larger events, such as the TEDx event that we do have, are a bit expensive. So each ticket is around 650 to 800 rupees. So might want to account for that, but that's only like once a year, so not really. And what other overheads? I actually have a very good track record of that. I will see. Travel expenses. Oh, right, one more thing. So travel expenses is something you're gonna to take care of. So a lot of students, especially people who are living in Bombay, tend to go home every single weekend. So and they do they pool in. So if a cab is 2,000, for example, from Pune to Bombay, four people go and it's just 500 each. So that is also something you might want to account for. That is something I've accounted for in my budget because even though I don't live in Bombay, I have a family there, so I keep going there again and again. So that is also something I incorporated in my budget. I think that's all. I think other than that, you're covered. You pay for everything from your food. Again, food is optional, right? The cafes you need not necessarily buy food from there. If you can work with the mess, sure, good enough, good for you. But again, sometimes you have a craving and you want to go, so you can account for that.
So how active is life at Flame University? Do you get any opportunities to participate in different events and different competitions?
So ideally, how it is every single day or every single um actually every single day only we have some or the other event happening. Like you'll always be in a FOMO. I mean that is a champagne problem actually. You'll always have FOMO. So regardless, so as I said, there's like 30 to 40 clubs, right? Every club will have some or the other event happening every single day. Everything ranging from a movie screening to a games night to larger events such as dance competitions to this and that. It's amazing. I mean, the student life here at Flame, it's very active. You'll constantly have to decide that, okay, do I want to go to this club's event or this club's event? And the events are so varied. Everything from I think day before yesterday we had this event by the Flame Entrepreneurship Lab, wherein it was sort of like a Shark Tank thing, right? So students came and pitched their ideas to a panel of judges, and we were all allowed to sit at the back and we were just allowed to view that. And I mean that was really amazing. Had I gotten a business idea at the time, I'm sure I'd have taken part in it as well. But it was a very good learning and it was a very good experience overall. So similarly, the events are really varied so every club has their own domain, right? So for example, the entrepreneurship lab will have entrepreneurship events. The dance the dance club will go and dance in different events. The music club will go sing in different events. The finance and investment club is it's its own domain. So the finance and investment club is something that's it's really dear to the governing body of Flame. So Durgesh Shah, who is one of the very senior executives at Enam Consultants, who's also part of the governing body in Flame University, he keeps coming, I think, on a monthly basis to Flame Investment Club sessions, and he'll give us industry insights, like actual industry insights, and he'll announce various competitions. Which if we win, he'll give us like amazing rewards. So, for example, recently I won this competition announced by Durgesha itself, which the reward of which is that I'll be getting to work on a real project with Bloomberg, which is obviously a very massive organization in February. Followed by which I could potentially be looking at a summer internship with Enam Consultants, which I mean it's unthinkable of for a UG one. I mean, before coming to Flame, I could not even have thought of getting a internship with Enam Consultants and directly through a senior executive over there. So I mean, the opportunities and the um, general student life here at Flame is brilliant. You just have to look for opportunities. You just have to look for them, and they're everywhere. Genuinely, it's not even me being, there's not me advocating Flame, but like you just have to look for opportunities. You'll get them. I'm telling you, they're amazing everywhere, from your seniors to the actual governing body at Flame. There are opportunities everywhere. Just look for them.
How's the course structure at Flame University?
Um, you have 8 foundation core courses, which essentially I like to see as life skills, right? These are 8 core courses which are spread throughout your first year. So throughout the, I think, 8 to 9 months that you spend as a UG1, um, you're supposed to complete those 8 courses throughout the year. And other than that, you have your electives, which you're supposed to choose every single term. Each term is 2 months. You don't have semesters in UG1, you have terms. So each semester is broken down into 2 terms, and each term is about 2 months, right? 2.5 months each. Um, how it works is, in the first term, you're supposed to select, I think, 3 electives. So they'll give you a course list, and out of those, you're supposed to take 3 electives. In the second term, you're supposed to take 4 electives. Third term, again, you're supposed to take 3 electives, and fourth term, you're supposed to take 4 electives, right? Along each term, you'll be having 5 subjects, right? So the other 2 subjects will be your foundation course only. Those 8 life skills that we have will be those. In the first term, I think you'll have digital literacy and academic writing. Second term, you'll be having critical thinking, which are critical reasoning, which I have right now. Next term, you'll be having EVS, environmental studies, and public speaking, which is a very famous course here at Playham. And the last term, you'll be having financial literacy and what else? I think you'll have ethics. Yes. So those are the courses which every single student have to take, right? Electives, obviously, you can choose. But again, with electives, it is a bit. So how they've done is they've created 5 fields, which they like to call universes of knowledge. Those 5 fields are physical and natural sciences, social sciences, humanities, fine and performing arts, and global studies. So throughout the year, you're supposed to compulsorily take 2 electives out of these UOKs every single term. So um, so ideally 10 subjects you're supposed to take, right? Of these, 10 of these plus 8, so that's 18. I think totally you're supposed to take what, 20 subjects, right? So 2 you can take extra from any UK that you want. So that is how it is. So that is very important, I feel, because it gives you it forces you into compulsorily, delve into, say, the final performing arts. So I'm not a person who would normally, out of my way go and learn a language. But Flame sort of forces you to do that. So you get to forcefully explore that. You have to explore that. You might find an interest in that. So I think that is really amazing. Sometimes it gets a bit annoying, but it's fine. You have to explore that. It's very important for you. That is I think the in essence the first year is the exploration year. That is what they call here at Flame. You explore your different interests. You explore what you like, what you don't like, so that you can make a more informed judgment at the end of the year.
Just to extend this, you're also part of the leadership community, which I run, the program that you've gone through, and we share some learnings every day. Sometimes students discuss different leaders who've gone through this, right from grade 5 to grade 12, and now, of course, you are graduating ahead. Uh, there's a lot of learning that we have on an ongoing basis over there. So, do you find value in that leadership coaching journey that you went through with me as well?
So I think one of the things that we covered in the leadership program was the Eisenhower matrix, right? So urgent, not important, not urgent, not urgent, not important, those types of things. And I think that is something that I still use till this day. So here at Flame, my schedule tends to get really hectic a lot of times. I'm not. I find it really difficult to prioritize my different things that I do. So I actually do use the Eisenhower matrix to, sort of help that, okay, this I'll do first, this I'll do later, this I don't want to do because it's not urgent or important. So I think that is something I really use on a daily basis. The goal breaking part also is something that I really use. So if I know that, okay, my goal is to get into this university, it is a dream till I, break it down into steps. And so I think you provide a very good format for the same, and that is something I actually do. So I've broken down my final goal that, okay, this is the university that I want to do. How will I do that? I'll do this over the years, this is this over the months. I'll do this today in order to help me, achieve that in the future. So the goal breaking part is also something that I'm really using. um Oh yeah, and one it is also helping me academically actually. So there was a critical reasoning part, I think, in critical thinking or a critical reasoning part in the course, right? I have a course this semester, this term, right now as we speak, for the next 1 month, I think, called critical thinking, which is actually the exact thing that I learned here at this thing. It is a foundation core that we have. So that is something every student here at Flame has to compulsorily study. And I feel I have a competitive advantage over the other students because I already know that, okay, this is how it's supposed to be. And I know some of the secret tips and tricks too, get the right answers. I'm able to do that really well, thanks to you and the course.
Something about your professors, Soham, if you would like to help us understand the learning opportunities or how is the interaction like, and some favorites if you have.
In term one, as I said, I'm not a design person, so to speak. I'm not at all a design person. I'm not an art person at all. As a finance person, I can say that. But in term one, I was forced to take a subject. Not forced, but I mean, in the list of electives that I was given for the final performing arts EOK, I thought that design was something I could still do. I'm not into dance and music at all. So I tried design. I, given an option, I'd have not chosen any subject from the final performing arts EOK. But since I had to choose, I took design. And I really loved it. I mean, I'd have thought that I'm not a design person at all. But my professor, Suniti Vadkar, who is the HOD of design here at Flame, completely changed my perspective towards it. I mean, I think it was one of the best courses I've taken here at Flame by far. You'd learn design from a more structured sense, in a way that you learn different principles. You learn different Gestalt principles. You'll be learning different elements and principles of design. You'll be given. You'll also be learning the theory of design. So every other week we had to write a whole paper. So we'll be given a research design based research paper, uh, close to 4,000 words, I think, and we were required to read the entire paper and give our reflections on the basis of those paper every other week. So it was so you'd learn about design from a multivariate perspective. You'd learn both the theory and the practical aspects of it, and it all culminated into a final project wherein you were supposed to, I think, take different objects, take take one objects which had different cultural variations. For example, a hat or actually a shoe. So a shoe has different cultural variations, right? So moccasins in Amsterdam, in Netherlands actually, juti as we have in India. There are boots in different other parts of the world. So you're supposed to actually draw that, and you're supposed to write reflections and do a very deep design analysis of 20 such objects. It was really interesting. It was a very fun project to work on. I really love that. So um, that is one of my professors who I really like, Smriti Valkar. If you get a course with her, please take that. Other professors, I had Professor Rahul Parmani, who had been a professor at ISB Hyderabad before. He taught me. He took a course called Think 101, Introduction to Finance and Accounting, which was again really nice. But I feel it was a bit too easy for me because I already have a finance background, right? So I've already done that in 11th and 12th. Much of it I felt was a repetition. It was nothing new I learned. But since it was a prereq for the major that I have to take, I took the course and I scored really well. But I feel the professor did a really good job in getting the science students um, to understand how accounting works or how to make a balance sheet and such. He was able to do it really well. Um, Also, my academic writing professor that I had last term, Abhay Doshi, was really nice. He was a very cute person. So that is something you not really hear about professor, but he was a very nice person. So he knew how to, so you learn different things from different professors, right? So Abhay Doshi, so he really knew how to, um, keep the argument, keep whatever the discussion was going on in class very structured. So in academic writing, we tend to have a lot of debates regarding various topics, really interesting topics that too. And Abhay Doshi, so he was able to make sure that that we are going in a very structured way throughout that the discussions were actually they were not some discussions you're having, the very proper discussions that you're having. So that is something I really liked about Abhay Doshi. I think these are my top three professors I've had here at Frame so far. Um, Other than that, all of the professors are really really well accomplished in their fields. So, for example, my DMAC professor this term, Mr. Ajay Chabra, has worked with some of the top consulting agencies throughout the world. I'm forgetting the name, but he has worked with a lot of large consulting agencies. Also, he works on a lot of different projects, independent projects through with different companies such as Spotify, Airtel, Vodafone. And so all of the insights that he gives in his classes are actually very real world insights. So and you get to learn a lot from that. For example, yesterday I was working on a project wherein I had to create a consumer journey map, and I was a bit confused. So I went to Professor Chabra and I was like, "So I'm not able to do it." He was actually able to show me the consumer journey map of different companies, which he had actually worked on. So I can see how it's done in the industry. And then he was like, "Okay, this is how it's done in the industry. Obviously, if you've not learned X, Y, and Z, you can do this." So you get a glimpse into how it actually works in the real world, and based on that, you can make your projects or your assignments. I really love that.
It's a 5 day study week for you, or do you also have sessions on Saturdays, or is it less than that? How does it work?
I only have a 5 day work week. I only have classes on Mondays, from Mondays to Fridays. Some people have a couple classes, maybe one or two classes on Saturdays, but that is typically for the literary and cultural study students, LCS students. It's not for the BBA students. It's for the BA students, the Saturday classes, or maybe the design students. There's a new degree which Flame is offering, I think, since last year called BDes. So now I think it offers 4 degrees, which is BA, BBA, BSc, and BDes. So the BA and BDes classes can be on Saturdays as well, but I don't have any of my classes on Saturdays. Rarely.
What's the cohort like? Total, how many students do you have?
The largest batch which Flame has accommodated so far, I think we have about 750 students in my batch.
How many students in a classroom?
Depends. If your course is popular, say for example, if I have Think 101, which is finance and accounting, it's a very popular course here at Flame. So we have about 40 students in such classes. But in some of the less popular classes, such as creative writing, there can be less students as well, as less as like 20 to 25 students. In all of my core classes, we have 30 students fixed, no more than 30. The life skill courses which I was talking about, those 8 classes they have. So in those, we have only 30 students. In popular courses, we have 40, and in the less popular ones, we have 20 to 25 students. But at no
Okay.
point do you feel that you don't get, personal attention. You if you're active in class, you will get personal attention definitely. If you're just sitting at the back, you're chilling, watching Netflix. A lot of people do that actually. Surprising. Then of course, no one will, the professors won't actually personally take care of you. But if you're sitting in the front, you're actually taking part in the discussions which are happening in the class. You're actually learning something, and the professors can actually see that, and they'll actually even notice you if you're not coming to the class one day. So, for example, I have almost 100% attendance all of my classes. So even if I don't attend a single class, my professor will ask me the next day, that Soham, you not come to class, last day, and what happened? Are you okay? All good. So that happens.
You also know what is the breakup of students coming from different boards, particularly. Let's say an IGCSE, an IBDP, ISC, CBSE, and of course state boards.
CBSE is such that they cannot be ignored, right? CBSE students, they're everywhere. I think it's the most common board here in India. So definitely CBSE, a majority of the students here at Flame definitely are CBSE, but a surprising amount of people are also here from IB and A levels. Not a lot of people from Bombay, but I think a lot of Bangalore people are from IB, who've done IB and A level, come here to Flame. Most of my friends are Bombay people only, and I think a couple of them have done IB, and one of them have completed their A levels as well. So, in terms of rough breakup, if I had to give, I'd say about 60% would be IB. Okay, no, no, no. Uh, I'll not give a breakup, but I'll say okay. CBSE has the maximum number of students, followed by I'd say A levels, followed by ICSE, followed by state board, and then IB. IB, I think we have a lot of students from IB over here. We not from Bombay at least. We have a few IB students, but not as many because I think IB students tend to go abroad more. And A level students, we still have a fair number of A level students here at Flame. I've seen a lot of A level students, IGCSE students, A level students I've seen.
What is the estimate gender ratio at Flame University?
That percentage, it's 25 to 75. It is
75% girls.
surprising. I mean,
Wow.
it's really surprising. With my batch, it's less, but throughout Flame, it's 25 75. With my batch, I think it's about 35 65.
Okay.
But it's still a massive gap between girls and boys. It's, we have two girls for every one boy at least in my batch.
Any specific reason? Have you spoken to the admissions committee or anywhere, or do you think there is a reason why they are encouraging more girls to get entry into flame?
You know, I'm not quite sure about that. But that is actually something that's very true with Ashoka as well. That is something that's true with liberal arts universities as they are. I feel boys are more, I should not say this, but they're more concentrated towards, okay, I'll go to like a VIT or I'll go to an IIT rather than, actually explore that. Okay, I'll actually first explore out my interests and then I'll choose my major. A lot of them tend to, a lot of them are not even aware about flame and such, right? Also, I think since Flame is a university in Pune, right? A lot of people, a lot of Bombay parents are very comfortable with sending their daughters here because they can easily visit home every single weekend. I'm not even exaggerating when I say every single weekend. I don't know. I've never seen some of my friends on Saturdays and Sundays. They don't know how a Sunday on Flame University looks like. So, such is the case.
Any plans shaping up for postgraduate studies?
Still a little unclear, but I am starting to work towards. I'm so as a UG one, I'm trying to as a UG one, I have a lot of time, so I'm trying to utilize all of that free time towards building my resume for my postgraduate studies. So, for example, right now I am a part of an internship called Wage Indicator, which is an organization based in Amsterdam. It's a very well established organization. I think it was established in the year 2000, and it is geared towards bringing labor market transparency. It's an NGO. This is an internship which Flame offered me after I applied for it, of course. And I've been learning a lot through this internship, particularly as uh, my role in the internship is to work towards the back end of marketing. So the team is called Digital Insights, and instead of creating the designs or doing all of that, I'm actually working in the back end to see to crunch data and see where the content should be marketed, how it should be marketed, stuff like that. So essentially, in as a UG one, I think everyone is very geared towards learning a lot of different skills. So right now, I'm learning digital insights. I'm learning leadership under different clubs. I'm learning how to manage teams. I'm learning how to what else? A lot of different skills essentially. You're just building your skill set as a UG one.
Okay, so any particular area you're looking at for your PG?
I'll be pursuing finance only at a higher level as well. And for my PG, I hope to go abroad. And I think Flame is a very good place um, if you want to pursue abroad, if you want to pursue studies abroad, because here, um, so I think in the US, if you want to uh, go for PG, uh, they require 4 years of higher education, right? If I'm not wrong. So Flame enables you to do that. Initially, your degree is only 3 year, but it's extendable for a fourth year if you want to do that. If you want to pursue masters in the US, then you have an option to extend your degree to a 4 year degree. It'll be a BBA honors degree in that case. A 3 year degree is a BBA degree, whereas a fourth year will make it a BBA honors. Um, and one more advantage that you have is Flame has something called relative grading. So because of it, this is relative grading is something that is there not in all of the universities in India. It is there in a very few, and it is something that a lot of universities really value in terms of postgraduate studies, because in so in absolute grading, how it works is if you get above 90, for example, you'll automatically get an A. If you get above 80, you'll get a B. Here, it does not work like that. You can have 99, but if you're not at the top of your class, you'll still get a B. So that is how relative grading works, and it is extremely competitive in terms of academics. So I think postgraduate universities really value that a lot, and that we can see from the postgraduate students which go here from Flame. So we have students going to Harvard. I have one of my very good friends who recently got accepted to Harvard, and there's people going to start with all of the Ivy Leagues in the US, in Seed Paris, and all the top universities essentially.
And what advice would you give to students who are preparing for the journey towards an undergraduate program?
Start as early as you can, because getting into Flame or any other liberal arts education university is one thing, but the thing is, if you have a really good profile, then Flame or Ashoka, they offer really good scholarships as well, merit based scholarships. So I think a majority of my friends have scholarship. They have 25%, and uh, a surprising amount of people also have 100% scholarship, not need based, purely merit based. So if you're able to start early, please do, as early as you're able to start, from eighth perhaps, from ninth. Actually, I'd say eighth will be too early. From ninth and tenth you can start. You can perhaps do different internships. You can take on a lot of leadership roles. I think these universities really dig that. You can take on a lot of um, you can you can learn different softwares, for example, Adobe and um, Adobe suite of softwares. You can learn Figma, and then you can probably get internships on the base of that. um, they really value that a lot, I feel. And you can take a part in different competitions, national and national. um, you can take a part, you can pursue different sports. So for example, if you're a state level player in any of the sports, if you're a state level winner actually in any of the sports, Flame ideally will give you a scholarship, like guaranteed almost. All of my friends who have like state level accolades do have scholarship here, at least 25% scholarship. So 250 rupees per scholarship they have.
Okay.
So the earlier you start, the more advantage I think you'll have as compared to other students, and the higher chance you have of actually getting a scholarship. You will get a better ROI that way, I feel.
Anything else that you think can be shared with other
Um,
students?
the thing with me was, as I got accepted into Flame University, I got a bit casual about my marks. So my grades, because I knew that okay, I've already gotten accepted. As long as I pass, I'll get into university. But I think that was a very wrong approach in retrospect, because had I focused on my marks, I could have still gotten a scholarship. So a lot of people who looking to pursue liberal education tend to have this sort of thought that marks don't matter as much. While it is true that marks don't matter as much, they still do matter a lot. If you have good marks, you can get fantastic scholarships here at Pune. Had I studied properly in my 11th and 12th, not gotten as casual about it, I'm pretty sure I'd have gotten a very good scholarship here at Pune University. Right now, I don't, but I think next year I'll be able to get that, because again, you're not limited to that. You're not limited to, like, okay, if you did not get a scholarship as you're coming into the first year, you'll not get a scholarship throughout. You can get a scholarship in the middle of the year as well. If they see you performing well, if they see you, involved in a lot of different extracurricular activities, taking on different leadership roles. So that is something I'd really like to convey to the high school students who are watching this.
Anything else that you would like to share as a final parting uh, insights or inputs or ideas, or simply share from your side?
The general college application journey, right? So it is extremely stressful. I mean, it doesn't have to be that stressful. I mean, in retrospect, as I look back, it's not that difficult to get into Flame University or to get into Ashoka University. It's fine. Just do your best, you'll get in. It's not a problem. Even if you don't get into one university, there's a lot of different options, and a new many new options are opening up day by day. For example, recently we had Plaksha emerging, right, which is geared more towards engineering. It's liberal education, but for engineers, right? That is a very different concept which is emerged in India, and I think um, the backing of that is similar to that. I think Pratnaraj Sinha, who is the founder of Ashoka, is majorly involved in the um, in Praksha as well. So that's what you don't. There's no need for the college application journey to be as stressful. Just do your best. I think you'll be able to make it. It's fine. I mean, just chill out.
So thank you so much, Soham, for taking out the time on a Sunday morning and sharing your insights. So thank you again.
No
For
problem.
everyone who's watching it, this is Soham Luharuka, a student of Delhi Public School, Bharuch, who's got into the BBA Liberal Education on Ashoka, and he shared his insights, his views, and all the different ideas for us. All right, so thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.